Ty Brady here with Brady Insurance Marketing in the Ty Brady Way. As a successful entrepreneur myself, I'm passionate in helping other entrepreneurs do the same as they rise from rags to riches and get inspired each week on the stories they tell here at the Ty Brady Way. Welcome back to another episode of the Ty Brady Way. And it was a little bit of timing to get Mike Yancey on the show today. You know, him and I go way back, had a lot of good times together. I mean, you still remember Scottsdale?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we had some good times traveling.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, the guy charges $100 for, what was a liter of gas or whatever. Oh, my goodness. He's like, yeah, $100 cash. We're like, you got cash? I got cash. Oh, man, that was funny.
Yep.
We had a good time. But anyway, wanted to get you on the show. You've done a lot the last few years, and I got to know you when I was working for a home builder. You did some loans for them, and so you have a mortgage background. But I think your passion has been DJ, and that's what I was telling you before the show here that I ran into a guy in Orlando. One of the ladies you co-do it, DJ, or do you post a lot?
Just guest DJ.
Oh, guest DJ.
Yeah,
so
she comes out and plays every once in a while.
Okay, so when that guest DJ, the guy in Orlando knew her.
Yeah.
And she's pretty popular, I guess.
Yeah.
But you do a lot of shows all over the place, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So how do you go from, doing mortgages, and then all of a sudden DJing?
Well, I started DJing because I love music.
Okay.
Music has always been a very important, essential in my life. Loved going to the clubs, enjoyed house music, and I just wanted to be there. I would go there and not even talk to anybody. I would just go and watch the DJs. And I was just so mesmerized with what they did. And back then we were on, vinyl.
Yeah.
So, we were bringing in literally 3 to 4 crates of records to play. Now it's great.
Yeah.
We can still play on turntables, but everything's digitized. Our whole library's on a laptop, and just kind of go from there. 200,000 songs, much easier.
Yeah.
But I come from the old school where you really had to learn how to mix.
And timing, right?
Yeah. Versus now, a lot of these kids come in and there's a sync button they can use, which doesn't teach them how to mix or, the skills or anything like that. So, DJing has been basically for me with mortgages and kids, it's been my escape from life. I go up there for 3 or 4 hours. I get to play music and, it's been fantastic. Never did it for money, never cared. I mean, I still have clubs that owe me $25,000, $30,000 that are gone. I'm never going to get that money. It was my fault for not invoicing. But, last year it came in very handy. I made more money DJing than I did mortgages.
Wow.
So, it's definitely been a fun journey. It's a great side hustle. But, again, I love music.
So you had a passion, right? People
Absolutely.
say if you have a passion, you never work a day in your life, right? Yep. So your passion has been music. You start with vinyl records. How did you even break into that industry? Did you volunteer? Say, hey, I want to DJ. Can I come? How does that even work?
I'm glad you asked that. Obviously, with being in mortgage and having a sales background, that's probably one of the most important things you need to have as a DJ. You need to present yourself well, and you have to talk to people.
Okay.
And most people are afraid to talk.
Okay.
And that's all I did. It was all relationships, I was playing for some of the biggest DJs in the world, end of year 2 of me DJing. I shouldn't have been. There were much better DJs than me. But I had that relationship with the club owners, the promoters, the managers, and I got a lot of really fantastic opportunities. But then again, too, I'm very grateful for that because that made me push that much harder.
To be better.
Knowing that I have somebody that could replace me in 2 seconds. So it was just practice.
So there you get a gig, I guess. Do you have a promoter now? I mean, somebody that finds deals, or how does that?
I have a booking agency.
Okay.
Yeah, Buyer Entertainment out of Las Vegas. They do a lot of my out of town stuff. And then one of my friends owns expansion management in Salt Lake. So he helps place me in you know, some of the venues I don't know in Salt Lake. All the other ones are still, again, relationships.
They'll book directly with you if you've done that before.
Yeah.
But then you have people that are like,
most of them
talent.
do.
Oh.
9 times out of 10, they do. Yeah.
The venue.
Exactly.
So the relationship you built.
Correct. Yep.
And then if not, you got a booking agency that does it.
Yeah.
So do you go outside of like the U.S. or is it all just here local in the U.S.? Because I've seen some DJs are like, they'll do a tour in like Mexico.
Yeah. No, I'm not that cool.
No?
I mean,
no. Would you want to do that?
I've got a day job. I've got kids. Like, absolutely, yes. If we were talking, you know, 25, 30 years ago, absolutely.
Okay.
I would love that. But at this juncture in my life, like, I'm happy to still play music. Yeah. So because it's a passion. Exactly. You got a boy that's like very talented on the guitar, right? Yeah. Yeah. Jaron. So what, wasn't he in a band or So Jaron's grandmother is a concert pianist. Got him on the piano at 2 years old. He could read and write music by 5. Wow. He's just one of those kids that if he is interested in something, he will master it. You know, literally everything. And, you know, he was on the piano for a long time. His mom and stepdad took him to Hawaii. I think he was around 8 or 9, picked up a ukulele and, you know, never really turned back. Like, that was his start. Wow. I mean, I still even have the picture of him and his mom in Hawaii with that little ukulele just standing there like this, and kind of just went from there. He's self-taught. He can play, you know, every instrument in a band. You know, bass, you know, lead guitar is what he plays. Yeah. Obviously, guitar, piano, drums, bass, keyboards. Wow. You think some of that trickled down from you, your passion for music? Probably some, but the talent, that is all him. All him. That is all him. Maybe a combination of me and his mother. Because his mom's very artistic too. Okay. You know, you go to the doctor's offices in Riverton, you know, Riverton Hospital, you know, all those cartoon characters. Yeah. Her and her sister just freehanded those, painted them. Wow. Yeah. So you're like, hey, there's some music on I do music and art because I love graphic arts, you know, all my flyers, posters, anything that I do for DJing. You do all that? I make all my mortgage stuff. I make, and then mom is, you know, again, like very artistic, you know, painting, drawing, just she can do anything. Wow. Yeah. So you got a son that does very talented actually. You're very talented in music. Well, you know, DJing, you know, where do you see it going the next 5 years? You know, you're like you don't want to do the world tour, but I mean, within 5 years, I'm probably not going to be DJing anymore. Really? Yeah. Yeah. I turn 50 in a couple of years, and I see myself obviously like slowly phasing out. I do manage some DJs, some younger kids. Is that like you train them, or is that? No, these guys are all amazing DJs. I'm just putting them, you know, at different venues and stuff like that. So is that under your brand or their brand? Under mine. Oh, okay. Yeah. So they're like, hey, this is Mike. You know, what is the name of the DJ? Remember the name? It's right here, brother. Yeah. So DJ Mize. Yeah. I was gonna say DJ Mike and mix it up. You know, that's what I'm like. You know. Yeah. My uncle decided that we needed to rebrand me, so he's the one that owns Expansion Management in Salt Lake. He's like, I really like Mize one, and you know, he came up with this, sent it to me. I'm like, I like it too. There you go. We did some rebranding about a year ago. Some people, I mean, most people just still like, they don't even know my name. They just call me Mize. Oh, okay. Yep. But they follow that. Yeah. But I have a lot of stuff that comes in, and, you know, I would love to vacation sometimes with my kids. Yeah. So yeah, I've got these gigs. So I've got, you know, 4 or 5 DJs who I love and trust, and, you know, I'm placing them at places too. And I mean, you get DJs mostly at night, right? Always. I mean, you're almost always. Yeah. Yes. Do you ever get a day gig? I guess maybe a wedding, right? But that's still night. Yeah. Okay. For instance, like last weekend, you know, Memorial weekend obviously was a little crazy, but just to kind of tell you, like, what my weekends consist of on something. Most of my weekends are like this. They're just tapered down a little bit. But last weekend, I wake up, feed the kids, get them ready for school, drop off at 2 schools, come back, load up all my DJ gear. I had a wedding I had to be to by 10:30 a.m. up at Red Butte.
Wow.
Go up there. I'm up there until 2:30. Get a phone call. Yancey, can we borrow some of your gear for the show that we're doing tonight? I'm like, that's fine. Good timing.
Yeah.
You know, I've already got it like all
Loaded
with
up.
me. Load it up, take it down to them, go home, take a nap for an hour, have to DJ in Wendover that night. So go home, take a nap, wake up, download some music, put some stuff together, eat dinner, head out to Wendover. We start music around 9:30 p.m.
And you got to set up. This is all your own gear, right? Or they have
So
gear?
in Wendover, everything is there. Like, all we're taking is basically like our mix, so controller or mixer and CDJs. That's what we play on now. It's basically digital vinyl.
Okay.
So we'll take that. Sound check, get all the lights on. We usually go until. It really depends on the weekend. Friday was a little slower, so we killed it around 1:30, but we usually go until 2:30, sometimes 3. Supposed to do a pool party on Saturday. That got rained out. So we ended up just hanging out with a bunch of friends in the casino for the day.
Wow.
That night, again, 9:30, music starts. Very busy night. Played until 2:30. Had a couple buddies out there. One of them was DJing with me, so we just kind of do the back and forth. Sunday, supposed to do the pool. Again, weather was really sucky.
Yeah.
So I ended up going home, and they called me at 7 p.m. They're like, hey, it's way busier than we thought. You want to come back out and DJ? I'm like, kind of. But
wow.
I'm like, I need some sleep. So I end up sleeping, and Sunday's usually like my day to sleep. I don't get a lot of sleep, but having Monday off, slept for 12 hours, woke up in the same position I fell asleep in.
So you went back out?
I didn't know.
Oh.
I told them, I'm like, I can't. I'm like, I need some sleep, but
you could have.
That's usually like how my weekends are, whether it's Wendover or like this weekend, it's Pride weekend downtown.
Yeah. You'll be down there?
Yeah. So this weekend, same deal. Get the kids ready in the morning, kind of, do the mortgage stuff during the day. I don't need to be downtown until later that night. I have one of my good buddies, DJ Michael Toast, coming in from Vegas. Old school cat, been around for a long time. Very, very, very respected guy.
Yeah. Got
to pick him up from the airport, check him in at his hotel. We go do sound check, 9 o'clock, get all set up. Start music again, 9:30, go till 2 a.m. Next day, same thing. Wow. They have a new patio, so we're up on their patio from 11 to 3. Come back, play again from 9 to 2 a.m. Sunday brunch, 11 until 3. And then I'm off to Vegas later that afternoon for a cousin's birthday.
Are you DJing down there?
No.
You're just
going down there for a birthday. But since my agency's out of Vegas, come back, play again from 9 to 2 a.m. Sunday brunch, 11 until 3. And then I'm off to Vegas later that afternoon for a cousin's birthday.
Are you DJing down there?
No.
You're just
going down there for a birthday. But since my agency's out of Vegas, I get to play at a few venues down there, some of their pool parties and stuff like that. So it's fun.
So do you ever see the day where you're not doing mortgages and you're doing DJ full time, or you're like, hey, you give up DJ and do mortgages? That's
absolutely not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I see myself like when I'm done with mortgage, DJing, all of that, just because I'm Hawaiian. I would love to do something with like flowers. I just love flowers.
Well, if you got the artistic ability, that's what it takes.
Yeah, I have a fresh flower arrangement in my house weekly that I put together.
Wow.
Maybe something like that. love graphic arts. I love to paint too.
Yeah.
You know, most of my house is all of my own artwork that I've done. So
Wow.
it's always going to be something that has to do with sales or something artistic.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know how to do.
What would you tell a young kid like these guys that you're booking if they want to get in the industry? What do they need to do to prepare? Or can they even prepare? What do they need to do?
Yeah, great question. I was actually thinking on the way over here today, I'm like, what's he gonna ask? Like, what the hell is this dude gonna ask me about? So I'm like trying to like mentally prepare in my head. I'm like, I don't want to do that because then I have, you know, this preconceived notion of, you know, with this fabricated stupid ass answer for him kind of thing. I am glad that I was an 80s kid.
Okay.
And the reason why is because my mom would beat the shit out of me in public.
Yeah.
And like you could do that like back in the day. Not saying that like everyone should be beating their kids, but you know, my mom didn't take any crap.
Yeah.
And you know, I moved out when I was 15. I started probably I don't want to say grinding, but like I was looking for things to do between the ages of like 9 and 10 years old. Grew up in a single parent home, didn't have a ton of money. You know, we lived around a lot of people that did have money, that always had stuff. I couldn't get it, so I just figured out a way to do it. And for me, that was roaming the neighborhood and asking old ladies if I could vacuum their house.
Yeah.
Clean their house, pull the weeds, mow the lawn. You know, they go out of town. Can I, you know, water your flowers, stuff like that. I did that for years. You know, it took me a minute to get what the other kids had, but I always got it.
Yeah.
And, you know, mom would kick in as much as she could, and the rest came from me.
You are definitely not a stranger of hard work. You can see that, and the passion you have. If you're working those weekends, I mean, weekends have got to be precious with kids.
Yeah.
You know, I've got to say I'm grateful for growing up in the 80s too, because it taught me hard work. I was the same thing. Eight sisters, 2 brothers. If I wanted, I had to go earn it. So but you got these kids. You're like, okay, I'm glad I grew up in the 80s.
You have 8 sisters and 2 brothers?
8 sisters, 2 brothers, yeah.
Holy crap.
We've talked about it at some point, I'm sure. All those drives, you know.
I thought it was 7 or 8.
It's you know, my daughter downstairs, she still remembers your boat. And I remember her getting strapped in, and she's like, go faster. Mike's like, I'm going 115. I'm going 115. And she's like, well, go faster. Like, no.
Oh,
I mean, that girl,
so
adrenaline,
funny.
like in the sand rail. I mean, that girl, she went everywhere. We strapped her in, and she didn't say a peep.
Yeah.
She would just be like, pink and all.
Yep.
Yeah, that girl. Yep. You go faster, and you're like, she kills me. I'm like, she kills me too.
Yep, absolutely love it. But to get back to your question, really it's just hard work and consistency. You know, you need to be consistent, and if you want to be good at something, you got to work for it. Yeah. I mean, there's just, you know, I feel like nowadays, you know, some of these kids are just lazy.
They want instant gratification.
They want instant gratification. They want things handed to them. You know, even with your business, with my business, new people coming in. Well, how do you make $100,000?
Yeah.
I didn't make $100,000 until year 7 or 8. I've been doing this for 24 years. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know, but there's so much on social media that, you know, you have these pop-up kids that are doing something and they make $1 million and it's like a one and done and they're gone. But they see that and it's terrible. That's not hard work.
I tell my kids all the time, I said, I would never listen to somebody that hasn't been there and done that.
Absolutely.
And I mean, yes, they may have got one idea and it was a flash in the pan. But I mean, if I want to learn from a mortgage guy, I'm going to talk to Mike that's been doing it for 24 years. Yeah. And I'm going to say, what did you do when you first started? I knocked doors. I went in and talked to businesses. I went and talked to real estate agents. I went and talked to builders. I mean, those are all the things they forget. Now, because they see Mike, Mike's writing 40 deals a month. Well, it's all referrals, but he's got 24 years of experience.
Yep.
I mean, what did he do? He did the hard work.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing with DJing, right?
Yeah.
Did the hard work.
You know, and that also takes both of us back to like the recession, you know, 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
We had a lot of really cool shit.
Yeah.
And, you
lost
know,
a lot of it.
Most of that like went away But the one thing that I know me and you had back then is, yeah, it was terrible to lose that, but we knew how to get it back.
That's right.
Because we still had that old school mentality of, you know, we can knock doors, we can make phone calls, like we know how to talk to people. The worst they're going to say is no.
That's right.
You know, you might get the occasional middle finger, you know. Like,
yeah.
whatever. Like, just move on.
My thing is, that's on them, right?
Yeah.
That's on them. It's like, why are you so angry? You know, my little guy, he's so funny. He's like, why are you so angry? And I'm like, yeah, I get it. And then he's like, he always says this, like, things happen for us, not to us. And I'm like, man, he learned from his dad. It's like, it's incredible. And what's interesting is he won't spend his own money. Like, he'll spend my money. So I'm like, you got to earn it. And he's like, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend $4,000 on a motorcycle. I'm like, well, you want it? There it is. You can get it. And here's all the things you can do. Well, I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Mike, I really appreciate being on the show and actually arm wrestling you to get on the show. Any last thoughts? Well, how people connect with you? They can go to your Instagram. And where do you play? So if they want to go see a show.
So Instagram is at Mize1. My business page for mortgage is at team_Yancey. Oh, what is it? Home loans, something like that.
Yeah, but if they go to Mize1, they'll find you.
You'll find the business page.
You're doing something almost every weekend.
Yeah,
I mean you're somewhere.
Yeah, I played 154 shows last year.
Woo!
And I am booked solid up until the end of November this year. So,
wow.
You know, and obviously, you know, sharing the love.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
giving some of that stuff to the other DJs. So
one thing I didn't ask: how do you prepare for a show? Like, I mean, you know, the audiences are a little different. You kind of interview the person, or how do you prepare for a show?
So when I first started DJing, like I was all like house. Everyone calls it techno. It's house music, but techno is a genre of house music.
All right.
I'm what they call an open format DJ. What that means is I play every genre of music except for country.
All right.
I don't like country. It'll probably irritate some of your listeners, but like, I can play some of it, but I don't enjoy it.
All right.
Just like weddings. I don't enjoy doing weddings, but they pay very well. And it's 3 or 4 hours of my life. And, you know, you're around love and like cool people. So like, I'm willing to do it. It's not my forte. I would rather be, you know, in a club or a pool party where everyone's just going berserk. It's like, it's just, I love that energy. You know, it's crazy. But as far as preparing, you know, you need to go online and you need to, you know, see what other DJs are playing, you know, whether that be in, you know, California, Vegas, Denver, you know, Salt Lake area.
So you do a little bit of research.
Yeah. Do some research. You know, I'm part of record pools. I've been DJing long enough that a lot of times I'll get music before it's even released on the radio and it's a remix.
Wow.
Which is kind of cool. But there's a lot of websites, you know, you go on, you sign up for monthly fee and, you just go in and you download the music every week.
But you know, like if you're going to go to, is there such thing as like Latino music? So
absolutely.
like when I was in Miami, there's a lot of, Puerto Ricans, I guess. And it was amazing at 10 a.m. They were going to town, bright colors. And I'm like walking the beach line, and I'm like, man, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And they were packed.
Yeah. I love the whole Latin influence on music. You know, reggaeton, bachata, cumbia, all that stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it's great music. I will always throw in at least 30 minutes to an hour of Latin music in pretty much every set that I play. Sometimes more. It depends.
You know? Do you kind of feed off the crowd? Like the crowd, you see the crowd and then they get a little the energy's up, the energy goes down. So you're like, wait a minute, I got to get something.
Yeah.
So you'll watch that.
Absolutely. Yep.
What do you see? Like what makes that, like, what do you see in the audience that made you be like, okay, I got to get this beat up?
This transforms into anything in life. You need to be very aware of your surroundings. Just like when you're selling insurance to someone, if you're trying to sell them a specific product that you know, they don't understand. You educate them. If they still like just don't get it, they don't want it, you move to the next. Same thing with me.
So if it's not hitting,
if I'm playing a song, let's say everybody's, jamming. I mix in another song. I see people like slowly like moving out. I'll quick mix into something else.
Okay.
Yep.
Because you want to keep that energy up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, that's intense for 3 hours, 4 hours sometimes.
Yeah.
And back to back.
Yep.
So you got the high energy. You got to. I mean, you're putting on a show, man.
Yep.
You're the entertainer.
Yep.
Wow.
It's fun.
Mike, any last thoughts with the audience? Any recommendation, advice before we wrap this up?
Keep it real. Don't sell out. Do what you want to do and work hard.
Well said. As always, share, like, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Ty Brady Way. As always, share, like, and subscribe. Go to Instagram at ty.r.brady. And as always, love hearing from you. And let me know what you want to learn on the show or what you'd like me to bring up on the show. Thanks.
You can find the Ty Brady Way on Instagram as well as Facebook. To stay connected with giveaways and Ty himself, go ahead and follow at ty.r.brady on Instagram as well as Facebook. This podcast was recorded, edited, and produced by Whitney Face Media Marketing. The theme music is an excerpt from Hot Chicken of the Woods by Isaac Joel.